Okay, good evening everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 333 News. I'm your news anchor Wario, and in tonight's episode, we are on time for the first time in a few episodes, and I'd like to congratulate ourselves for that. In any case, we're going to be discussing one pretty interesting story that we discovered over the week, within the few days between the last episode and this episode, and of course, the upcoming weather, which is going to be unusually warm for this time of the year, and perhaps a first look at summer as we might be peeking into the 80s this week. Alright, so we're going to start with our top story. Your air conditioners might be obsolete by the end of this year. A big change is coming to the AC market for 2025, where the current mainstream refrigerant R410A will cease production and be phased out, and changes some newer, more eco-friendly options, just the same way as R22, aka Freon, was phased out, because it was found to be bad for the environment. The new and upcoming refrigerant types include R32, which is already used in some newer window units, R454B and R1234YF, all of which have a lower global warming potential than R410A. Since the production of R410A will cease, this means you may have to replace your unit altogether should it die, if it is 2025 or later, because at the end of this year, that is when it's expected that R410A is not going to be produced anymore. From that point forwards. If you're still looking for an AC, we recommend looking for an R32 option, so you can get your unit serviced beyond this year, as the push for more eco-friendly refrigerant options ensues, and R410A will be phased out starting in 2025. Midea has some great options in several form factors, from mini splits to PTAX, down to the portable and window units, with many of them confirmed to be using R32, including the unit that we just got a few months ago or something, or maybe just 1 month ago. Don't remember how long it was, but those use R32, so Midea is a great brand to look at. They've got plenty of good options for all levels, window units, PTAX, you know, the whole deal. Whatever you're looking for, Midea's probably got for you. Well, this is good for the environment, with many of them confirmed to use R30, well, oh, wrong line. With many of them, this is good for the environment, but not very good for the wallet, as costs are expected to increase with the arrival of newer refrigerant types. If your current ACs use R410A, service them now while production is still ongoing, because with these changes ongoing, it will not be long before WW's thermoelectric heat pump concept enters the mainstream. So, yeah. If you remember the ProAir Max from last year, that is what I'm referring to. It is a thermoelectric air conditioner. The ProAir Max doesn't have the best performance, but it is the world's first thermoelectric window air conditioner that is, lightweight enough, small enough, portable enough to be a mainstream air conditioner. It is not being mass-produced, but it is worth noting that it is a thermoelectric air conditioner, and it's looking more and more likely that thermoelectric is going to be the future of air conditioning. Alright, now with that out of the way, we're going ahead and go to the meteorology studio, take it to Donkey Kong, where he's going to get your 7-day forecast for you and explain how we are going to get into some really warm days in the coming week. Over to you, Donkey Kong. Alright, welcome to the meteorology studio. I'm Donkey Kong, your meteorologist, and today we're going to be doing some meteorology in the meteorology studio. So, let's get started with your current conditions, as always. Right now, it is currently mostly clear outside, 52 degrees right now, 89% relative humidity, once again, relatively high, but because it's only 52 degrees, that really isn't that bad, not a big deal, you know. And of course, winds out of the northeast at 10 miles an hour. We just got done with a little bit of rain earlier in the day, so, yeah. Now that that's all cleared out, looks like we're not going to be seeing any rain for the next week, as we are going to see in the 7-day forecast coming up in just a moment. And along with that, we're going to be seeing some warmer conditions. Definitely warmer than this, but at nighttime you're definitely going to be expecting 50s, maybe even 60s now, because, well, let's be honest, I think we're even done with 40s as low temperatures. But yeah, nice night outside, and that's what we got. So let's get to your 7-day forecast. Yeah. Alright, so that's your 7-day forecast, and right away you're going to see we've got a new weather icon showing up. The hot and sunny weather icon. This is its first appearance, and that is because this is the first time with these new weather icon updates that we are seeing a day where it is more than 80 degrees. So yeah, let me break this down for you now. We're going to start out tomorrow, Monday. It is going to be partly cloudy, 67 for a high, 50 for a low. Not too bad. Alright, moving on to Tuesday. This is where we really start to warm things up, and this is where the early taste of summer is going to begin. A pretty substantial jump from Monday. We're going to be looking at sunny skies, a high of 76 and a low of 56. So it really starts to warm up, the heat starts to crank out there, and I would get your air conditioners going because it's only going to get hotter from there, and that's going to be lasting for probably the rest of the week, as you can see. On Wednesday, undoubtedly the hottest day of the week, it is going to be hot and sunny, 82 for a high and 64 low. Bear in mind, this is in late May. We haven't even gotten to June yet, and we're already seeing 80s. So, if that's any indication for what this year is going to be like, expect some major heat waves on the way in the summer. Alright, going to turn around here. On Thursday, it's going to be partly cloudy, 80 for a high and 59 for a low. So, once again, 80 degrees. Wow. 2 days in a row of 80-degree temperatures. And surrounding those, high 70s as well. So, very, very warm week. And this is in late May once again, so yeah, the heat's really starting to crank up early. Alright, on Friday, we're going to look at mostly sunny skies, 77 for a high, 55 for a low, nice. 2 double-digit numbers with the same digit on both places. Heh. I don't know, alright. On Saturday, we're going to be looking at partly cloudy skies, 70 for a high, 52 for a low, so we're finally going to be cooling back down by Saturday. It'll still be at least 70 for most places, but we're finally going to be cooling back down, and that's the main point. So, yeah, once you get through Tuesday through Friday, you're finally going to get some relief from the heat. However, I guess this week's going to be a good test for your air conditioners to make sure they actually, do their job, because dew points are expected to get to the 60s as well, so humidity is going to be following all this heat. Oh yeah, of course, we cannot forget, next Sunday, it's going to be partly cloudy, 65 for a high and 53 for a low, not too bad. So a great end to the week, and a great start to the week, but of course, we're going to have a very, very hot week, well, relatively speaking, because usually we don't see this type of weather in the end of May, where it gets up to the 80s. This is one of those rare occurrences where it's happening, and that is definitely a good indicator we could be seeing more heat waves this year, because having an early heat wave like this, even though it's not truly a heat wave because it has to be 90 degrees or higher for that to be a heat wave, and this is only the 80s, but relatively speaking, it's going to be pretty hot for this time of the year. So I hope you guys are ready. Get your air conditioners ready. If you haven't set them up yet, I would recommend doing that now or through tomorrow, because that's the best chance you're going to get them set up before the heat really starts to creep up on you. So, yeah. With that being said, that's going to do it for your 7-day forecast, and we're going to take it back to Wario at the news desk. Back to you, Wario. Right. Thank you, Donkey Kong. So, yeah. Donkey Kong has, got it right on the coffin there. It is going to be pretty warm this week, unusually warm at that. I mean, when's the last time we've seen 80-degree days in May? This is ridiculous. And, yeah, he's definitely right. This is not a good indicator, of what's to come. It's a pretty good indicator it's going to be even hotter throughout the actual summer months. And we could be seeing 90s, maybe even triple digits. We'll see if that happens, but usually if we're getting temperatures this warm this early, then it's a pretty good indicator we're going to be seeing some massive heat waves over the summer. So yeah, with that being said, that's going to do it for tonight's episode. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, I'm your news anchor Wario, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Wario, out. Oh, son of a...